Hey everybody, this here is Big Will, and joining me is Who Dat Comics and Movies as soon as I mash the button, which is right there. So hey everybody, hey Who Dat, how's it going, man?
How you doing?
Hey, got a question for you. Have you seen the new pricing?
Quickly while I was at work, somebody actually sent me a DM with like screenshots of the pricing stuff.
Okay.
So shout out to I think it was Red Tide. Shout out to Red Tide. I think it was Red Tide. I can't remember.
Okay.
But I didn't go over them. I looked at it and I was a little confused. So
Yeah. Well, for some reason, Google it's not letting me click on pricing or anything. So I have another browser that I'm using as well. So what we're going to do is just read. I'll just read everything. And I'm hearing a woo, 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 woo. Are you hearing that?
That's somebody cutting the grass outside.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's cutting the grass outside. So if you hear like woo, yeah, that's what that is. And
You can unpause.
I'll just unpause myself whenever they like because they're close. So if they get close, I'll mute.
All right. Well, anyway, so what we'll do is they have the tiers have changed, the pricing has changed, and the membership has changed, as well as turnaround times. So we're going to try and cram all that in this video, but near 5. We're just going to end it because I have to go at 5. And by the way, I'm Central Time, so it's currently 4:07. But anyway, so what we'll do is I guess we'll go over the new tiers first. So it used to be you had your modern and you had your expanded, and then it was just a matter of things being quicker or the value changing. And they completely revamped it. So now we have new, modern, vintage, vintage plus, and premium. Now there's some other things, but as far as standard comics, those are the 5 tiers that we have now. New is 2001 to the present. Modern is 1975 to the year 2000. Vintage is pre-1975. Vintage Plus is any date, and Premium is any date. So the standard pricing, well, before I go into that, how's that suit you? You like those new tiers?
I'll be honest and say no. It got to grow on me. I didn't think they needed to change names and do all that.
I like them, but I mean, it really doesn't matter. It'll grow.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it doesn't matter, it means you didn't need to.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like,
Here's the part you're probably gonna love. The standard pricing for a new book, 2001 to present, is $20. The maximum FMV is $1,000. Modern, 1975 to 2000, the standard price is $24 a book. Max FMV, $1,000. Then we go into vintage, pre-1975. The standard pricing for those is $40 a book, and it also has $1,000 maximum FMV. We go to Vintage Plus, it's any date, a maximum value of $5,000, and the standard pricing for it is $80 a book. And then we have the Premium, which is any date, and it's $5,000 plus per book, and that's $300 per book is the standard price. So what do you think on their new standard pricing? How's that sound?
When I first looked at it, I was like I said, all the stuff I looked at, it was very quickly, and I didn't care for it. But the more somebody talked, the person who sent it to me talked to me about it, explained it, and I looked at it and I said, "Oh, all right, it makes sense, all right." And because they had a whole bunch of numbers, like I said, not really explanation of things besides maybe videos like me you're doing or the guy who sent me the stuff telling me about it.
Yeah.
So they're gonna need some. They should have rolled this out with. I hate to say it, with a YouTuber or a couple of YouTubers, not just a YouTuber, maybe a few of them, because not everybody watches everybody. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So maybe they could have rolled it out like that. That would have helped and help with the explanation. Have Steve Barak maybe show up on a couple of them and talk about it. Because when I quickly looked at it, I was totally lost. Didn't know what the hell was talking about. I was like, wait. If I want to send a book with 2-day modern, is it gonna be is it Express or is it Express Plus or is it I was confused. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But like I said, when the guy explained it to me, I liked it. I like how it is. I'm gonna say it. I like how
we'll get into more of that expressing, but just dealing with standard. The cheapest way to send stuff.
Oh yeah.
New modern, vintage plus, and premium. Obviously, they increased prices, but they're solidly comparable to CGC for most of them.
Yeah, it's gradual price increase. It's still cheaper, I think. For the modern.
Well, it's $24 for modern for CGC. So they match it with their modern tier and with their new tier.
Yeah,
2001 to present, they're $4 cheaper.
Which is people don't realize that's 21 years old.
Yeah.
So it probably needed to be done, and I can't wait to see when CGC copies them on that one.
Yeah. And I also like how CGC is $400 value for their modern and for their expanded or whatever they call it. $1,000 maximum FMV for the new and for the modern and for the vintage. So you can do another $900 in value.
You could send your Ultimate Fallout 4 in this tier. You could send your NYX3s in this tier. So I like that. I do like that.
Yeah. And then we have the Vintage Plus, which is if you got a book that's worth, between $1,001 and $5,000, it's only $80, and you can get it taken care of. And if you got a book that's worth over $5,000, like say you got a 1.0 Journey into Mystery 83, well, you can send it premium. It's $300 a book, and the turnaround time for the premium standard is extremely good. And we should probably get into the turnaround times, don't you think?
Yeah, because I looked at it like quick, so I think it's something that needs to be talked about as well.
All right, so here's where it gets a little. We have the tier, which is new, modern, vintage plus, and premium, and then we have the turnaround time you choose. Standard, Express, Express Plus, and Super Express. So you pick what tier your book goes in, and then you can pick what style you want to pick for the tier to determine your turnaround time. And now they're matching CGC now, and they're doing business days instead of weeks.
Yeah.
So let's just start with new. If you have an NYX3 that's probably a 9.6 or a 9.8, you're going to send it in the new tier that has $1,000 FMV. It's 2001 to present, so it qualifies. So now you have the new tier. Now you got to figure out how fast do I want it back. You can send it standard for a price, or you can send it Express for a price, Express Plus, or Super Express, all for different prices. Now, the difference is standard is 224 days. They've actually increased their turnaround time, because if you do like CGC, we got to do some math to figure that out. So you just take your calculator, put 224 divided by 5. That's 44.8 weeks for standard turnaround time in the new comic tier.
Yeah.
or you can go Express, and it's 14 days.
14 days.
3 weeks.
It's also what? You forgot to mention when you said the Express tiers are what? Guaranteed.
We're going to wait. We're going to wait on that. So the Express new comic tier in the Express turnaround time bracket, 14 days, so like 3 weeks. Express Plus, 1 week, 5 business days. Super Express, 1 day turnaround time. And now you can spill the beans. The Express, Express Plus, and Super Express are more expensive and faster because they are
guaranteed. You gotta love it.
They are guaranteed or your money back. Grading and pressing. So now the question is, okay, great. So what are all my different pricings for the standard, Express, and all that if I'm doing the if I'm grading in, say, the new comic book tier? Well, I got to bring up my other browser and we'll just go over that. So,
and my question really quick, Big Will, because this goes along with everything. These prices are not showing any membership pricing, correct?
No, none of these are the membership pricing. That's another thing we're going to talk about here in a minute. We're going to get through it, and then I assume there are people asking questions in the comments, and I assume you would have some too. So let's stick with the new comic book, 2001 to present. We got an NYX 3. We can do standard, which is, what did I say, 44.8 weeks turnaround time, but it's only $20.
Only $20.
Or you could send that NYX in under the Express tier, 14 business days guaranteed, so 3 weeks or your money back, and the charge for that Express book is $40.
Yep.
That's an excellent deal. Now, we want it back in 1 week because we have a convention we got to go to or something, and we want to do Express Plus. That's the next highest. Great. Send in that NYX for $75, and you're guaranteed 5-day turnaround. Now, we want it back the same day because the convention is tomorrow, and we got a buyer lined up. So you do it same day, $250 a book, or you get your money back if they don't do it in 1 day. And just so you know, the expedited pricing for the new books, the Express, Express Plus, and same day, the turnaround time and the prices are the exact same on modern. Standard is the only deviation, where modern books are $24, new books are $20. Express, Express Plus, and same day are the exact same price on both tiers.
Yeah.
So they didn't just keep on making them more expensive. Now, the vintage we were talking about, it's also up to $1,000 FMB now, which is awesome. The standard is $40. Express, $60. Express Plus, $100. But if you want that, Tomb of Dracula #1, I think that's pre-1975. It might be 1975. But if you want that thing back in 1 day, you got to pay $500. So they're making sure if you want that 1 day, they'll do it. But you got to pay for it because, they are guaranteeing this thing.
Yeah.
And then we got the Vintage Plus. That's any date up to $5,000. $80 is the standard price. And then for Express, it's not much of a jump at all. It's actually an excellent price for Express. It's $100. It's just another $20. Express Plus is $150. and the same day is $500. Now we get to the last one.
Vintage. I like vintage. I have to say I like Vintage Plus for those bigger books.
I like Vintage Plus myself. But let's say you got like Journey into Mystery 83, AF-15. You got one of those. You got to go to the premium any date. It's over $5,000 in value. Standard is $300, but it's an AF-15. You can handle that. You want it back on express time? Okay, that's $400 per book. Express Plus, they'll throw you a bone. Only charge you an extra $100 again, $500. But the same day price for one of those books, $1,000. But the great thing is you're not worrying about percentages anymore. It's a flat fee. This premium on same day, it's the exact same as walkthrough tier. So, but they're not worrying about percentages. They're not worried about minimum and maximum. It's flat fee. You don't have to think about it. So that is the comic grading prices for all the different turnaround times. We have the standard, express plus, or same day. So essentially, we have the age tier that your book falls in and value tier that your book falls in, which is the same thing, like a modern book, 75 to 2,000 in year, and a max value of $1,000. And then we have your speed tier. Do you want to send it standard for X amount, express plus, or same day for X amount? So those are your choices. And now there's one thing that we haven't talked about. We got membership. They have changed their membership. The membership is not quite as good as it was, but it still is. It's sort of, it hadn't got better, it hadn't got worse as far as I'm saying. All right, so, and by the way, they call it Super Express when you look at the tiers, and then they have same day on their pricing. So they haven't got the name right on all of them yet either. But here is where it changes. So you know how we were saying a new book is only $20 at standard?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you have a membership, and I don't know what those cost, by the way, it's not printed on here for membership. So we'll find out when I renew. It's $18 for a new book, $22 for modern rather than $24, $36 for vintage instead of $40, $72 for vintage plus instead of $80, and premium is $270 instead of $300 a book. And it's a different price for each of the speeds. So for example, instead of going from 300 to 400 in the premium category, you go from 270 to 360 to 450 to not $1,000 but $900. And there's different prices for members for all the different tiers and all the different speeds.
Yep.
And they're all cheaper. Some price drop for premium in the express tier is $40 drop. That's pretty good drop, especially on a per book basis.
Also, I like the pricing of express for new and modern is actually the exact same price. So I do like that too.
Yeah. And looking at the turnaround time, just to tell everyone, turnaround times can change. Even the express ones can change. But what your turnaround time is either when you print it out or when they log it in. I don't know which one that is. It's not clear. We'll have to find out through email or asking or IG or something. But,
that has to be clear because that's the only thing I would say have to be clear.
Yet.
Yeah, but what is clear, it's still guaranteed whichever one they do use.
Yeah, but right now it's guaranteed. Express is 14 days. Express Plus is 5 days, and Super Express or same day is 1 day. They're the exact same for every tier of book, 14, 5, and 1. What is different is the standard turnaround time. You got 224 days for new, modern, and vintage, 70 for vintage plus, and 70 for premium right now. But the Express, Express Plus, and Super Express are all 14, 5, then 1. So I have had my eyes off the chat because I couldn't watch both and look at the tiers. So well, let's look at these questions and comments. We got Daymares. What's going on, man? I just received notice today that the Modern Book CGC pre-screen that they received on January 27th is on its way back. Not sure how it made it through so quick. Yeah, I know, man. It gets weird. Let's see, the new Express, 99% of my books, actually looks cheaper to me. The last price was $50 for 2-day modern. Well, it was if you weren't a member. It was about $45 if you were a member.
Yeah, I think it was exactly.
But I think it still
45.
winds up being a little cheaper.
Yeah.
And then Flash also said, I am interested in how prepared CBCS is to meet the demand because that Express is a heck of a deal. Yes, it is. And they're guaranteeing it. So I hope they're ready. But they do have an out with they can change the time. It's just that whatever time they change it to, they need to guarantee. So
I think they're gonna go by the printout up until a certain date. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you do your printout of books you're sending out, which say you wait 3 weeks to send it, or maybe wait a month, yeah, the time's definitely probably gonna change. That they probably got to figure out the time frame on that. But I think if you print out an order and say you mail it, you print it out Monday, you mail it out Friday, that should be good, guaranteed on whatever the printout is. You know, I'm just assuming.
Maybe, but I would bet it's when they mark it received.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, then we have Daymare saying, I'm curious to see how the turnaround time change. I wonder how often that is updated. Who knows? Right now they're locked in pretty much for the Express tiers, but I would imagine as long as they stay guaranteeing, if you printed it out or they received it and it said 14 days, as long as they guarantee that, and then they change it to say 40 days for Express, that's still a heck of a lot faster. And as long as they guarantee the 40 days, when you print it out or they receive it under the 40 days, that's still good.
And you know what else this is helping? This is helping out them opening up packages too, I would say, because they have to open up a package once they get into a certain, like if they get off the, out of the mail Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, it better be open, because you got to know if these are Express, because you got to get these through. If not, you're gonna be paying a lot of people their money back.
Yeah, and I haven't looked at renewing my membership yet because I wanted to see what the website said.
Mm-hmm.
The website does not mention how much it costs, but I have a sneaky suspicion that all memberships are probably going to be around $150, which is what CGC's most bought membership was.
Yeah, it's probably right in the middle tier, and they're probably going to keep it that way. And only thing that might be different, which they're probably not going to advertise, is dealers, which will be the dealers who me and Big Will would know is like Red Hood. These people who submit 10 when they do a submission, they do 10,000 or more thousands.
Yeah, I would probably consider printing the turnaround times whenever I submit. Less haggle over the guarantee. Right. We'll all have to experiment with this guarantee thing because it's new. No one has ever done it before. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully it's good. And with the prices they're charging, once you get faster and faster, I think people will be wary of it, and it'll be able to stay maybe not 14, 5, and 1, but extremely fast compared to standard.
And and because I know I'm gonna try it out when I do my magazine books. Once that opens up, I can tell you that's gonna be my experience.
Yeah. Well, I know that, Damers, but we're wondering are they guaranteed to ship back within the time stated versus when you print or when it arrives there?
Yeah.
Because time stated, well, it's only stated on the website. So I'll be curious if they say On the Express page, it says that they don't list the standard time, but they just list the Express. Well, yeah, that's because the standard is not guaranteed. It's not one of the Express tiers. Flash says, and I don't think I dare send anything less than Express. Those regular turnaround times will probably suffer.
Yeah, and those regular turnaround times will suffer. Yeah. I think those the regular turnaround times will suffer, and those are the people you'll complain, and you're gonna be like, like you chose a regular tier.
Yeah, but let me show you this. The turnaround times. Get this: $224 for a new or modern or vintage standard speed. That's 44.8 weeks. Huda, would you care to hazard a guess at how long the standard pressing turnaround time is in days, business days?
In business days, probably like 400, probably 300 to 400.
490 business days. That's 98 weeks.
What is that, 2 years?
That's almost 2 years. But here's the rub. You pay just a little bit more for Express, and they will guarantee your book back, not in 98 weeks, but in 38.6. It's 193 days. And then the Express Plus drops it to 96, and the Super Express drops it to 7 days for pressing. So, yeah. I'm still not using them as a presser because I've learned my lesson there, and I don't recommend anyone else use them as a presser. But I'm just mentioning that so that you all know Express, Express Plus, and Super Express are extremely expensive compared to standard, but they're also worth it. It seems.
Yeah, the time frames for pressing, I don't want to go too deep in that. The time frame for pressing it feels like they got one person pressing with one press machine. It's almost laughable. It's like, you should have a team. You should have actually more presses than Erod, and he has about 9. So I don't know if they have that many, but it's kind of one. It makes you scratch your head.
Yeah, and the comic book, the Express service pricing. CBCS has taken a leadership position in the collectible grading industry by being the first comic book grading company to offer a money-back guarantee if we miss our ship date on Express grading tiers. Simply put, if CBCS does not ship on time, we will not charge you for grading or pressing services. And it lists, Daymers is telling me the stuff, but I think it might be a little behind on the time frame.
I would love to touch on this too.
Yeah, but turnaround times reflect business days. Super Express ships 1 business day after receiving. And it just goes to tell you the turnaround times for each one. Express, Express Plus, and Super Express, 14, 5, and 1. The pricing for that, and it gives you the breakdown for 14, 5, and 1. For a new comic, it's 40, 75, 250. For a modern book, it's 40, 75, 250. For a vintage, it's 60, 100, 500. For Vintage Plus, it's 100, 150, 500. Now that's 100, 150, 500. 14 days, 5 days, 1 day. And then we also have the magazines. The pricing on a magazine, they have 2 options in the Express. You have value and premium. And for magazines, the Express tier of value is $55 a book, $75 for premium. So that to me means they're doing old and new. So you would probably be $55 for your Turtles books. And that's on Express. Standard's cheaper. And that's 28 days guaranteed for Express on magazines.
No, you can't. If you say any 2 numbers for CGC with magazines, they're gonna laugh you out off the phone. You gotta say 3 numbers with them. 28. That's amazing. But real quick, I wanted to say, and I don't want to go too on a tangent on it, but I have an issue with CGC, I paid paid my invoice, and they just held my books. They said it wasn't updated or something, so they just held them and they didn't ship them. So I finally called them. They found out the problem. The great lady I talked on the phone, which I have to give credit on, great customer service. She helped me out. She found it. She saw the email I sent that showed the paid for the submission, right?
Right.
Now, if they were guaranteed like CBCS, I'd be getting my money back for this submission because they missed the shipping date by like 2 months. I just want to put that out there. So I like what I'm trying to get to is I like what CBCS is doing. Hopefully they stick to it and they make adjustments and keep up with everything, because that, to me, that's unacceptable that I had to wait and I had to catch their problem and get it rectified, because books have been sitting in the vault, they told me, that already been slabbed. They're slabbed too. They're already slabbed and everything. Been sitting in the vault just to be shipped. And they thought I didn't pay the bill, but when I proved it to them, it was, let's hurry up and try to get this in shipping, which you can't never get accounting on the phone. You want to talk about getting somebody on CBCS American, don't try to call CGC and get accounting on the phone, because then they won't answer. But that's my little tangent. That's why I want to say I think CBCS is a great choice on the guarantee of the Express, because if this would have happened with them, somebody would probably get in trouble. And plus, because I would be getting my money back for the grading. So
right
there you go.
So what I'm doing right now is writing down 2001 to now is new, and I'm writing down Express is $40. That's all the information I need to write down for new comics. Because if I'm going to send a book in, it's going to be worth it to do Express, or I'm not going to send the book in. That's just how I feel about it. For a modern book, and then it's actually cheaper, like we already talked about for the membership. But it has to be worth it. Modern. I'm writing that down. 1975 to 2000. It's going to be $40 for Express. And then I don't know about you, but vintage. Pre-1975, that one I'm just writing down the Express, $60.
Yeah, and I'm never gonna do standard. I'm not gonna probably do standard with any of these books. So that's just me.
Yeah. So my view is, if I got a book that I don't think I can make money on spending $60 plus the cost of shipping, then I'm going to keep it raw.
Yep.
That's going to be my new normal. Now, the difference is when we get to Vintage Plus. So Vintage Plus is actually at a much faster turnaround time for standard. So what I'm going to do is just say 80 or 100, write that down for Express and the standard. Because that one's fast enough, I'm okay doing it standard, And
because if a book's the age of that book in that era, 70 days, it's not going to be killing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then premium. If I actually do have one of these books that's worth over $5,000. Screw it, man. Express Plus, $500. Get it back in 5 days. That's what I'm writing down.
When I heard the numbers for that, and I thought to myself, I said, if I got an AF-15, a raw one at mind you, AF-15 or Fantastic Four 1, Hulk 1, we're talking about these blue chips, or you talking about Detective Comics 27, these type of books. If I got the money for that, I'm gonna probably do Express Plus, like $500. I'm just gonna
$1,000 same day. Express Plus is 5 days. If you can't wait the difference, you got issues, man.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm writing down. And then, of course, if as a member, unless they get crazy and try and charge like $300 for a membership, which I doubt they're going to do. But unless they go crazy like that, I'm going to do it as a member, and these prices will be even less.
if they stick at their pricing like you kind of think, which I agree with, $150, I definitely will be renewing.
Yeah.
Now if it jumps to $250, then I'll have to think about it. But if it says a $150 or even I would say $199 range, I'll probably stay.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, let's just look at the difference. Let's say I got 2 comics. I got 2 FF48s, and I need them back fast. Vintage Plus is what they would fall into, up to $5,000 in value.
Mm-hmm.
And Express is 14-day turnaround. As a member, it's $90. So that's $20 savings versus not having a membership and doing Express. Now, let's say I send 25 books for the year. That's where you start saving your money, and it's worth it to do a membership, unless they go crazy and it's extremely expensive. I don't know. I will find that out after a while.
Yeah, I don't see them doing it super expensive. I think you're going to be right on the money with that $150, because they don't want to turn people away. You want to try to
need to charge more.
They do need to charge more, yeah.
That everyone gets a piece.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's gonna be. I'm very curious to see how that turns out. You know, because I would stick with the $150 myself.
Yeah,
because I think
most of the books I send in are either vintage, modern, or new, according to their definitions of those things. So $54 or $36, come on, no brainer. Express every time.
Yeah. It got to be Express every time. I hate to say it like that, unless the new book is an Ultimate Fallout 4 or something like an NYX, and I think it's if I think it's a 9.8, I might spurge and be like, I want it back Express Plus.
Yeah, Dameers, go away with yourself. What you talking about, man? CBCS case is much safer than a CGC case, and they don't move. And it's clearer. So, yeah, I would much rather have that than a CBCS.
Yeah, and that means it won't damage the book.
Yeah. So, is there anyone watching who will type in the chat, or Huda, is there anything that you think we need to go over and see if we can find the answer to?
Well, we can't find the answer what the membership pricing is going to be
until I sign up myself.
Yeah, until somebody new signs up. I'm still a member, so mine doesn't renew in a while. I'm curious to know. I know that this can't be answered either because they haven't opened up the magazine tier yet. So I'm curious to see how that number gets adjusted, because they just put a number out there for magazine tier. Let's be honest, because they're not grading any right now. But I'm wondering when that becomes open, will it drop? It should, because you don't have any. But so I'm wondering how that's going to get readjusted. And to answer Damer's question, blue chips doesn't matter, CBCS or CGC. I can tell you that from a lot of dealers that I've dealt with. They do not matter if it's CBCS or CGC. If you're talking about AF-15, Detective 27, Hulk 1, we're talking these books, that doesn't matter to a dealer. Blue chips do not matter.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry.
Yeah, yeah. So, this has come from, I can name about 5 dealers that I've talked to, and I talk to currently on the phone, and yeah, that doesn't matter. But yeah, if hopefully somebody has a question about the stuff that we can, maybe look it up. I mean, I don't know. I don't think, me personally, I would do any same day grading for anything like modern or new, just to put that out there for myself.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, even if I were to get an AF-15, I don't think I would do the same day, assuming that the lower tier down in speed is still 5.
Yeah. If it's still 5, I'll just wait the 5 days. But
yeah.
But I was actually referencing like new and modern books.
Oh, I know. I agree with you.
Yeah. I don't think I'm ever, or anybody I know will use same day for those. That's just my thought. But But like you said, the AF-15, if I can't, even if it was 10 days, I think I could wait the 10 days and save $500.
Shoot fire, man. 14 business days guaranteed turnaround time. Even an AF-15, I'm okay with that. That'd be $360 as a member versus $900. Or $450. So I'm saving hundreds of dollars. So yeah, I'd probably still go that.
Yeah. So I mean, but I'm excited. I wish they did like minor things tweaking on their website. I thought they were gonna do like a big overhaul of the website.
Yeah, I know, me too.
But
you'll also know that the magazine grading prices for members, magazine value, magazine premium, those are your only tier options, and then your speed options are the same as before: Standard Express, Express Plus, Super Express. Right now they don't have any available options for Super Express, but the standard magazine value for a Turtles book would be $32 for a member with 84 business day turnaround time. Or you could spend $50 as a member, get it back in 28, or spend $18 more for $68 and get it back in 7.
Which is the fastest way you can do with CGC for magazines is like with walkthrough, and it's like $150.
Yeah.
So unless they get a big influx of magazines, which I don't, magazines it's a peculiar area. I don't think they're going to get a big influx. These prices probably are going to stay the same for magazines.
Yeah, they sound
for years. You know what I mean? Because and they're great pricing. Even if they go up a little bit, they could go up right now on the magazines and still be cheaper than CGC on certain tiers.
Yeah. Well, so, you think about it, you got a first print TMNT 1, or you got Vampirella #1, $68 for the TMNT for 7 days, or $86 for the Vampirella in 7 days. That's not bad.
No, that's you could pay those two prices and equal the walkthrough, which is not really a walkthrough on CDC.
Yeah,
I'm just being honest.
I'm liking that. Oh, and they do pressing for magazines. I know you'll never use it, but I'm just saying that they do offer it apparently. And that one does go to Super Express.
Yeah, I see that. Oh, you can get your Super Express for your magazine pressing, which is the price. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but here's what's hilarious. Get this. Magazine pressing pricing for members. Standard is 27. It's 140 days. 45 is Express. It's 70 days. $68 for Express Plus, and it's 35 days.
Which is not a bad time frame.
Or you can do 7 days Super Express for $900.
That has to be a typo.
No, it's for pressing 7-day guaranteed turnaround time. Yeah, you're gonna have to make someone pay that much.
Golly, I wouldn't even do that for a TMNT 1 first print. Sorry.
I know, but it shows you how hard it is to press books in a timely manner. That they're saying, "Hey, you want it done in 7 days? We'll do it, but you got to give me $900."
Hey, I need 900 big ones to do this in 7 days, but we guarantee it. I don't know if you're going to pay that 900, but
yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm really excited about the magazine. Me personally, I have at least. I want to send 4 books, depending on pricing. I'll probably work it out. I'll probably end up doing 4 books, but it's either going to be 3 or 4 books I'll end up sending, and I'll probably do Express.
Yeah.
So
what we'll do then is that email that they sent out, based on what we've been able to find out, let's take a look at how many things are still left to do. Guaranteed or money back. That's now. They've done it. It's on the thing. Simplified submissions. CBCS has simplified its level tiers, streamlining the process to enter and submit their orders it shows. That is yet to be seen, but it's started. Market adjustments, that's their price increases. That's done. They've already done that. CBCS unveils magazine services. We have our member pricing, but we don't have standard pricing yet or a way to click on it. So that will probably happen in mid-April, and they say it should be live mid-April. So that's a soon to come. And so yeah, they've pretty much done everything that they've said. The others are sort of a wait and see or mid-April.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Well, with that, unless someone types something in or you have something.
I don't have anything, but like I said, I do appreciate everybody who stopped by and all the comments.
Yeah.
If you see this video later, please leave it a thumbs up and leave Big Will a comment. So, whenever we do a video like this again, we can address that question. So definitely leave questions in the comments later on in the video, and definitely check my channel out, for auctions, unboxings, and all that good stuff that I'll be dropping. So
yeah, and once this is available on Google Chrome, which is what I'm doing, I will figure out some of the things like the cost of the membership and how easy is it now, or how hard is it now to actually place an order. I'll be able to figure that stuff out. Right now I can't, because for some reason it's not working on my Google Chrome, but they said they're working on that, so hopefully that'll be good. But anyway, nice of you to drop in from the Space Needle, Tacoma. We will see everybody later. Thanks, Hudat, for joining me, and hey, we're done. We're going to get out of here. Bye.